Is about the topic of most economical power factor. Now, why we had to discuss this topic was because, see, for example, there is a particular like a factory or there is some industrial manufacturing unit. Okay, so now what they have got installed are basically induction motors, they've got synchronous motors, and so on. There are many kinds of machines. Now, already they have spent so much of money basically on purchasing the induction machines, synchronous machine, and any kind of machinery. So now what happens is that when they have already spent a lot of money, also they are paying their taxes, people are paying their electricity bills, there are income tax bills, there are so many things, salaries of people working for an organization, and then there is the infrastructure development, maintenance, depreciation, and there are of course to run an organization. Even you very well know that even if you have to run a house, so much of money is being spent in our day to day life. So similarly, when you come to a big organization, they are already spending so much, a handsome amount of money on the day to day affairs, or even to make money they are spending so much of money on their own. So, why would they now invest on another kind of devices which are known as the power factor improvement devices? Why would they actually spend money on them? Okay, so they are like, because when even if you have to say purchase a synchronous motor, an extra synchronous motor to let it run on no load, or when they have to go and purchase the phase modifiers or advancers, or when they have to install the extra capacitors, so why would they make that extra effort when they very well know that that particular extra effort also causes them a cost? So that is why, see, businessmen, when they have set up their factories, they will only talk in terms of money. As we all know, this is a world which is running on a lot of things, but money is of course a very important factor. So there comes the need to determine that how much of investment you need to do on the power factor improvement devices so as to maintain a most economical power factor that is of course advantageous and not at all just a cost of operation, but it brings people some like advantage as well. If it is there, if the advantage is there, only in that case people are going to invest. So let us see basically what is happening. So the first thing that we need to like actually draw, so now if I want to actually draw a diagram or a power triangle diagram, so how am I going to draw it? See, first of all, say for example, I have to, like, I have got a lot of power consumption in my factory, or in say your factory. Of course, I do not have factories to run outside there, I'm not that like capable or rich, I can say. So maybe let us assume it is your factory, and I've come to your factory to like find out how much you should actually invest, okay, or what exact effort should be done. So say for example, OA, my pen is also not working. Say for example, OA is the amount of power, or say the active power that is being spent. So say OA is the active power, or what I call as kilowatts, okay, and the symbol for kilowatts is nothing but P. Alright, so this is P is equivalent to how much? VI cos phi. So this is basically the amount of active power. Alright, I hope I'm clear. So this is the total like load that is available, electrical load that is available at the consumer end. Say for example, now this is the amount of reactive power. Say this is the amount of the reactive power. So this will be, now since this is the first case, so that is why this will be known as the kilovolt ampere reactive, the first case, okay. And when you have a total of basically, if you find out the resultant as per the triangle law of a vector addition, so somewhere over here, that is on the hypotenuse, you are going to find its total, and its total is nothing but the apparent power, that is kVA, that is for the first case, okay, which is being drawn by the color orange, okay. So
Right.
okay. One more thing is actually my pen has actually been taken away. This is the first, that is 5-1. Orange. Okay. So this was basically the first, that is the
Nice.
5-1. Okay. So now the next step is to say for example, now this is the original case. Okay. First case. This point was actually B. I wanted to mark it with orange, but I am unable to do so right now. So it's okay, fine. Let us write it with B. So this is the thing. Okay. Now the second case is like, for example, you have applied some say power factor improvement measures, and now what you realize is that because of those measures, a major amount of reactive power has been supplied to the load at the consumer end itself, and that is why the total requirement of reactive power from the supply end has basically reduced. So what is happening that in that case, say for example, now the amount of reactive power has been reduced to say, I'm drawing it with this pink pen, to say kVAR2. So now this is the amount of reactive power in the second case after the application of the power factor improvement devices. So now the resultant of kilowatt and kVAR reactive power is what? The apparent power. So it comes up to be somewhere over here. Okay. So I hope it is clear. So this is basically kVA2. So the one which has been drawn, the second a power factor angle will be phi 2. So you can see that it has been definitely reduced. Alright, this has been definitely reduced. So now let us find out the amount of savings which have been done. So for the amount of savings, what is going to be the formula is here in front of you, and the formula for savings would be the annual savings, that is the yearly savings, in the maximum demand charges minus, so this is the minus sign, minus annual cost of of power factor correction equipment. Correction equipment, obviously you know that how much savings or what is left with you in the end is nothing but the total year's savings which were there in the electricity bills or any incentives that you received, minus you might have put some cost, no, you might have put some investment for purchase of the power factor correction improvement. So that investment money has been like cut from over here. Okay, assume that, let us say that amount of money saved, ठीक है ना, the amount of money saved is equivalent to rupees X. Okay, so that is rupees X per kilovolt ampere per year. मैं दे रही हूँ गाने. And we can also say the amount of money used. Okay, for used for what? So say for example rupees Y per. So for what the money has been used? The money has been used for the reduction of the reactive power. So we can say rupees Y per kVAR per year. We can call it year or we can call it annum. That the savings would be equivalent to, what are the annual savings? So annual savings would be, right, X, that is the savings per kVA per year. Now as you all know, earlier the kVA was kVA 1, the new kVA is kVA 2. So definitely its value has been reduced. Okay, its value has definitely been reduced. So we can write over here X multiplied by earlier kVA was kVA 1 minus new kVA is what? kVA 2. Okay, now in this particular formula, then comes a minus sign, minus annual cost of power factor correction equipment. So what is the annual cost? That is Y multiplied by kVAR1 minus kVAR2, because these are basically this is the money spent on reduction of the reactive power. This is the money spent Okay, this is the money actually which has been saved. This is the money which has actually been saved. Triangle over here, say. Okay, again I will draw one of the triangles. So this is the active power, that is kilowatts. Okay, and this is the reactive power, so this is what kVA R, and this is the total power, that is the apparent power, that is the kVA, and say this is what phi. Okay, so now in this particular triangle, say this is the 90 degrees angle. So between the side angle and the 90 degrees angle, what you get is the base of the triangle. Okay, this is going to be the base. This is going this is going to be the perpendicular. Okay, this side is going to be the perpendicular, and this is going to be the hypotenuse. This is going to be the hypotenuse. Okay, so now over here what you can say is, if you want to find out how much is the kVA, actually I need to find out the kilovolt ampere. So first of all, what I will do is that I will apply a particular formula of cos phi. Okay, so I will say cos theta or cos phi is equivalent to, formula for cos theta is base upon the hypotenuse. Base upon hypotenuse. So what is the base over here? Base over here is kilowatts, upon hypotenuse is what? kVA. So you know now that cos phi is equivalent to kW upon kVA. So what is going to be kVA? kVA is down, it will come up, cos phi is going to come down. So you will get kVA is equivalent to kilowatt divided by cos phi. Now what is 1 upon cos phi? 1 upon cos phi is what? Sec phi. So kilowatt multiplied by sec phi. So this is the formula for kVA which we are going to substitute in this equation. You had this equation over here, kVA 1 and kVA 2. So we will take the corresponding angles and substitute. Okay, so we will come to it later. Now one thing we had over here was kVA 1. So I needed its formula. Okay, in terms of kilowatts. Okay, that is what we actually want to do in this particular derivation. Okay, I need to find out the value of kVA in terms of kilowatts, so that in the future the calculations are simpler and standard. Now this is one. Okay, now what is the next one? In this, again in this particular triangle, you have another formula, that is the tan phi. Okay, tan theta or tan phi is given by perpendicular upon the base. Okay, so what is the perpendicular in this particular diagram? Perpendicular is kVA R, kilovolt ampere reactive, upon what is the base is again kilowatts. Okay, so kVAR will be multiplication of kilowatts and tan phi. Okay, so this I am going to substitute. So from over here I can write kVA1 as, kVA1 can be written as kilowatt sec of phi 1. kVA2 can be written as kilowatt sec of phi 2. In this particular answer, you can write kVAR1 can be written as k kilowatt tan phi 1. kVAR2 can be written as kilowatt tan of phi 2. So let us now substitute both of these things in this particular calculation. Okay, so I have got this calculation over here. So now let us substitute. So you can write it as x multiplied by, what is the value of kVA1? It is kilowatt sec phi 1. Kilowatt sec phi 1 minus kVA2 will be kilowatt sec phi 2 minus y multiplied by kVAR1. kVAR1 was so now kVAR1 was what? Cuckoo रुक जा पुत्र. kVAR cuckoo.
नहीं मामा.
So kVAR1 was over here, as you can see. kVAR1 is equivalent to kilowatt tan phi 1 minus, from over here, kilowatt tan of phi 2. Okay, so now we will solve this equation further. Okay, so let us see how. Very easy, it's not at all tough. One more thing, let us assume that kilowatt, instead of kilowatt I am going to put the symbol as P. Okay, so now what I will get over here, that savings. Okay, the symbol for savings I am going to take as S is equivalent to X multiplied by, in place of kilowatts I will put up P. So P sec phi 1 minus P sec phi 2 minus Y multiplied by P tan phi 1 minus P tan phi 2. Okay, so I hope it is clear. Now in order to find out the most economical power factor, I will have to differentiate this particular savings, and that has to be equivalent to 0. Actually, you know that there is the concept of, I will say that d by d phi 2 of savings should be equivalent to how much? 0. So now we will write over here that d by d phi 2 of savings. Okay, so first of all I am going to first of all open this particular bracket for savings, and then I am going to write x multiplied by p. Okay, x multiplied by p sec of phi 1 minus xp sec of phi 2 Again, minus y multiplied by p tan of phi 1 minus, opening the brackets, minus minus is plus y multiplied by p tan of phi 2. So their differentiation should be equivalent to 0. Okay, now you can see very well that in this particular thing, now let us open this. So when you open it, what you realize now, so what you realize over here that first of all, the phi 1, see x is actually like some cost, so that again cannot be differentiated. P is the active power, which is a constant, it cannot be differentiated. Okay, phi 1 is again this is phi 2, you have to differentiate with respect to phi 2, and this is the function phi 1, so again this will be considered as the constant, so this term will actually go away. Now over here again this function is of y, this is p, and this term has got again what, tan phi 1. So these two terms actually, one this term and both of these terms will be considered as constant, and differentiation, as you know, of any constant is equivalent to 0. Okay, so what you are left over with is now d by d phi 2 of which term, minus xp sec phi 2 plus d by d phi 2 of this term yp tan phi 2, and equals to 0 we are going to note down as it is. Okay, earlier two terms, this term and this term, the derivation of which is basically the 0. Okay, yes, the differentiation. So now what you will get over here, now see x and p will be termed as constant, so they will come out, minus sign also will come out, so minus xp. Differentiation of sec theta is actually sec theta tan theta. So you can write down over here sec phi 2 multiplied by tan phi 2. Now this is a plus sign over here. Now again yp to be considered as constants. Differentiation of tan phi 2 is sec square phi 2, and now equals to 0 sign as it is. Okay, you just take this particular term, it is positive on the left hand side. When it goes to the right hand side, it becomes the negative sign. So you will get xp sec phi 2 tan phi 2 is equivalent to yp, negative sign. Earlier it was positive, now it will become negative. So minus yp sec square phi 2. Okay, now next step is dividing. Now see both sides the signs is because negative, so then it will become the positive. It will become what? It will, the sign on both sides will now become the positive. It can be cancelled out. One more thing is that p and p over here can be cancelled out. The sec phi 2 and one of the sec phi 2 can basically be cancelled out. Okay, now you are left over with first x sec phi 2 cancelled out, with this one of the sec phi 2, p cancelled out with right hand side p, x multiplied by tan phi 2 is equivalent to, now negative sign was cancelled out, now y, p was cancelled out, one of the sec phi 2 cancelled out, so single one is left, sec phi 2. Okay, now what is basically over here is tan x multiplied by tan phi 2. Now tan theta is the ratio of sine theta, that is you can write down sine phi 2 upon cos phi 2 is equivalent to y. What is sec theta? That is 1 upon cos of phi 2. Okay, so now again what you will say that both sides on the denominator there is the cos phi 2 and cos phi 2. So what you are left over with is, you have left over with x multiplied by sine phi 2 is equivalent to y. So what is the value of sine phi 2? Sine phi 2 is y upon x. Okay, sine phi 2 is equivalent to how much? Y upon x. So now there is one y upon x, but actually I have to find out what is the most economical power factor. That is, I have to find out what is going to be the value of cos phi 2. So for cos phi 2, what you will do? You will have the you will have to calculate the basic mathematics formula. You know very well, sine square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. So cos square theta is equal to 1 minus sine square theta. Cos theta is equivalent to under root of 1 minus sine square theta. Okay, so this is some rough like idea. This is the formula that you will apply over here. So what you get over here, that cos phi 2 is equal to under root of 1 minus sine square phi 2. That is equivalent to under root of 1 minus y upon x the whole square. That is equivalent to how much? Under root of 1 minus y square upon x square. So this is basically the most economical power factor. One more thing that you have learned from this, that is the original power factor, that was cos phi 1, has got no effect on the value of the power factor after application of the correction devices. So what you can have a conclusion that cos phi 2 is independent of cos phi 1, that is the old power factor, no matter how much it was low, it doesn't matter. Okay, what matters is the taking into effect the cost of y and the cost x. Y was the cost for the kilovolt ampere reductions and kilovolt ampere reactive, like the apparent power, the reactive power reductions. Y is the money spent on devices for the apparent power reductions, and x is the money saved on the maximum demand, that is the kVA like savings. So I hope it is clear.